Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin'. Hi, what do you want? With Sid from 3 Mississippi. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. I have been absent again most of this week. I have not filmed a Sippin' and Spillin'. I've just been kind of barely keeping my head above water, I feel like, and still behind. So that's been fun. Um, so, as you may have noticed, we did not put out a video on Tuesday this week. Um, I had thought that I would get the video out on Wednesday, um, but that didn't happen. So, unfortunately, um, yeah, I'm bummed. We didn't get a video out uh, the week that I was gone in California. And then coming back, we hit some snags, did not get a video out because basically when I came back I got back late Sunday night. Um, that Tuesday there wasn't anything filmed, like I told you guys, and so I didn't have anything ready to go. And there was stuff that I could have maybe like slapped together and like maybe kind of half-assed a video out of, but I just didn't want to do that to y'all. So, long story short, I would have had a video out, and this is one of the tricky parts of the business side of YouTube. You know, while YouTube is fun and we like sharing what we're doing with y'all and our journey on different projects and just kind of our life as a family and the things that we're doing, sometimes um, the business side of that can kind of get in the way of some of that. So, like for example, sometimes we accept sponsorships, which means that we'll do a video with a product, and each company that you're working with has different parameters, right? That they want, and so you have to go through like a negotiation process with them basically so that everybody's happy. Okay. And sometimes this process is quick and sometimes it can go on for weeks. Okay. And it's a lot sometimes. Um, so, anyway, long story short, I had a deal with a company that had sent me the product. It actually arrived while I was in California. And then, which I had plenty of time. I knew what the deadline was for the video. I had plenty of time for that product to be placed in it. And the gal was like emailing me while I was in California, like asking me if it had arrived. And I was like, bro, I told you I was out of town. Like I'm not there to physically. She's like, well, can you go check? And I'm like, I'm not physically there to go check the mailbox right now. So you're going to have to wait till I get back. So once I got back, I was like, yes, it's here. It's working. Like, it's fine, you know? And then she's like, boom, 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 wins the video. And I was like, you need to like calm down. Like, I'm thinking their date for what they wanted when they wanted the video to post was still a ways off. So I was like, oh, it's kind of weird. So anyway, I incorporated it. We had a glitch with another thing we were working on. So we had to kind of switch gears and put the video that we were working on hold because we hit a roadblock with it. And so I thought, well, perfect. We have another project we need to work on. I'll incorporate this sponsorship and I'll be able to turn it around because one of the things that I negotiate for is a 24-hour turnaround when the company requires approval prior to posting, which not every company requires, but several do. It's a pain in the butt because you have to put the video up unlisted. You have to wait for them to watch it. A lot of times there's a time difference. Sometimes they don't want to get back to you right away. So I have learned that I give them a 24-hour approval time frame unless I submit it on a non-business day. Okay. So if I had to submit it to them on, a Saturday, I don't expect to hear anything from them until the close of day Monday, right? Or the close of their business day. So that being said, I submitted it with plenty of time for them to turn it around and get back to me. And I could see that they had viewed the video. It had been viewed several times and they weren't she wasn't responding to my stuff, and I was like, man, like this is bumming me out. So I sent out another email. Now, mind you, all of this is happening in the wee hours of the morning, right? Because a lot of times when you're dealing with sponsorships, you're dealing with people overseas, in Europe, in different countries. It's rare that you're talking to like Nicole from Wisconsin, right? Um, so these marketing agencies and stuff a lot of times have a different time frame. So many times, as was the case this last night, was they'll email back at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and it'll be like 8 o'clock their time or whatever. And so um, when I get up to use the facilities sometimes in the middle of the night, I check my email when I'm expecting something, and I'll like get on it right away and deal with it. So my schedule is kind of weird when it comes to some of that stuff. So they were like, perfect, we love the video, just don't post it yet. Don't post it for like another week and a half. And I was like, excuse me? No. Why do you think I have this 24-hour approval? So basically, something in their brief for their campaign changed, and now they want me to hold the video. Well, that was the video that I had scheduled to post. I have nothing else because of the way the system works. So I was like, okay, cool, not cool. So anyway, that is why I don't have a video for you this week. I will have one for you on Friday, because normally you guys know we post videos on 3 Mississippi on Tuesday and Friday. I will have a video this Friday. In fact, I just finished working on it and filming it. I'm all sweaty, sticky, nasty, gross. Um, so I'll have that video for you guys on Friday. I still feel bad. We got so off schedule. That was not my intention when I went out of town. I thought we had things covered better, but we didn't. Bums me out. But it's fine. I'll know better for next time how to get this squared away so we don't get this far behind this way. And I can still, you know, enjoy a trip or whatever. Because it's hard to make sure that I have everything kind of stacked up, and I try to, but it gets tricky. It gets tricky. So anyway, so unfortunately, I have to hold that video, and 99% of the video is I was really happy with how it turned out. It has to do with Mike and Frankie working on her 72 Chevy together. It's kind of the first thing that they're doing on it, and it was kind of exciting. And they actually, another video that'll be coming out in the not too distant future, they were working on Mike's brakes on his car. So that was kind of a good practice run for her, doing some mechanic work. And she's been, changing the oil on the tractor and on the riding mowers and things like that. So she's been getting some of that experience. But as working on an old truck is very different in a lot of ways when you're like crawling into the hood than anything else. So I'm bummed. I was excited to show you guys that video, but I have to hold it a little bit longer. But don't you worry. I am penalizing them nicely for them making me hold that video from you guys, because that was clearly in our agreement that they had 24 hours for post and approval. So, that just increases the fee that I'm charging them for my services. That's how I roll, because that's part of this business. This is how I contribute financially to the household. This is part of what I do for that. So, I have to, if there's a genuine issue and they express that to me ahead of time, that's one thing. But to wait till the last minute, that was part of the problem for me. If they had said to me, even 2 days before, if they had said, hey, we have to push that date out, I would have been like, cool, I don't have it in the pipeline just yet. That's fine, But unfortunately, they didn't do that. So they have to pay the piper, or in this case, the Sid. Now, fighting them on that will be another story, but we'll see. Yeah. sometimes companies get fudgy about stuff like that. Like they feel like they can treat you however they want and not have repercussions. When I'm like, it's in the contract. So sometimes I have to battle them a little bit, but again, it's part of the gig. It's the unfun part of the gig, you know. And sometimes, we'll have sponsorships that go super smooth where they're like, do it however you want. Just, incorporate the product, enjoy it, whatever, show it in the video with no like parameters of anything. And then they don't require approval, and then they pay on time. Those are my favorites. Those don't happen very often. Usually there's a lot of dragging of the heels when it comes time for them to pay you, and you have to kind of. So I've learned up front to tell them exactly what their deadline is for payment. And that there's a fee if they're late, and all of that good stuff. So it is what it is. But it's part of the job because it's a lot of work to do a sponsorship video, because especially when they want it approved ahead of time, or if there's specific things they want shown, demonstrated, incorporated into it. It's the unfun side. It's the unfun side of YouTube. And it's, part of what pays the bills, but it's annoying. That's my rant on that for now. But I just got finished working outside. I was going to move my turkeys as well. I was cleaning out the chicken coop. And I was going to move my turkeys, but I ran out of time and steam because, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm already out here, I'm already going. But then I was like, this could turn into an absolute cluster. And then I could run out the clock, and then I'm screwed. So I decided to wait. I think I will probably try it either tonight, like once they start to get a little sleepy, and try to move the turkeys. Or I might try to do it in the morning, because when they're eating and stuff, it's easy to kind of grab them, and I could literally like just pull them one at a time and already have like a feeder bin. I'm going to be moving them to the upper paddock where the goats used to be. Be processing some of those broad-breasted whites that we have out in the next was this beginning of September. So I usually process them out by the end of October. There's a couple of those Jennies that are just running smaller though out of that batch, so I might wait and process them like sometime in the winter, or maybe even closer to spring. We'll see how they're doing. They shouldn't take that long. But I have had Jennies that sometimes just stay smaller for whatever reason. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll move them to that paddock probably tomorrow morning, and I probably just won't film it because I'm going to have my hands full. Some of those toms are big, and some of them are, first of all, they have no sense of personal space at all. And when it's feeding time, I've literally had them like fly at my head and jump on my back, and like I had a really bad scratch like a couple weeks ago from one just not trying to hurt me, just really just excited. So I'll try to get them moved, like I said, either tonight or tomorrow morning, and then hope that they stay in that paddock, because a lot of them are able to hop, even if they can't really fly, but they can kind of hop up and get out. Especially if they got up on the gate there of that paddock. So we'll see. But I'm, set up their water and put another feeder out there for them, so that I can just start feeding them their like grower finisher only, and kind of, just get them ready for processing. Hi, bud. Get them ready for processing. So we'll have nice turkeys for Thanksgiving. Hi, baby. I know. He's very neglected and abused and unloved. Can you tell? But anyway, so I think that's going to be my end. I really thought I was going to get it done today. There was part of me that was like, just do it. And then I was like, no. Because if they all get out everywhere and they don't want to follow me, and then the other birds are trying to follow, and it's just going to be a thing. It'd be easier to do it. It's going to be easiest to do it at night. The question will be like, if I decide to do it by the time the evening rolls around or not. We'll see. I hate having to do stuff at night, but it is easier to do stuff at night with birds until you get to the point where they all get flustered and wake up, and then it's just a, a mess in the dark of feathers and flurries of talons, and so it's a crapshoot at that point. But we'll see. I may I'm 50-50 on when I'm going to do it, but I do want to do it because I want to get them moved out of that coop. Um, so that I can start doing that. And then tomorrow I'll run into town and get some more. I have some grower finisher now, but I need to go get some more. So I was going to try to maybe run in. Oh no, I can't do it today. Has to do it tomorrow because they close weird. They're weird hours on Wednesdays. So I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it Thursday. I'll run into town, pick up the grower finisher, and that way I can move them. Tonight if I want to, or I can wait and do it tomorrow night. Either way, and then I'll be able to just have them in there and have them eating. Just have them eating, getting ready, nice and chunkity, so that I can process them. Um, Although Mike usually helps me with the turkeys because the turkeys, the Jennies is not so bad. I can usually do the Jennies. The Toms, like, I can't process. I physically can't process them myself. I need another person to help me because we have to like hold them down, and I can't lift them up by myself. And they're when the Toms are fully grown, they're as big as me. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like it's just too much. So I we'll see. We'll see. He'll probably help me. He usually does when we do the turkeys. He's never made me do the turkeys by myself. Um, and I not made me, but like I usually do the chickens a lot of times by myself because I can do those with my eyes closed now. The ducks a lot of times we do together, um, and then the turkey, like quail, I can do by myself. That's easy. But we usually do those together. We don't have any quail right now, but we will again. The hummingbirds are absolutely going crazy, guys. Let me see if I turn this, if you can like see. I don't know because the light's going to be weird, but like, well, of course they all fly away right when I turn this. But there was like 1,000 of them over there. I even told Mike, I was like, are we expecting like cold weather to start sooner than normal? Because usually they cluster feed like this, like right before they leave, but they don't usually leave here until like mid-October. So I'm like, do they know something we don't? Or did I just get a late batch that came through? Because honestly, most of the summer I didn't have as many as I normally do. So I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening. But I refilled all their feeders today and they're already all like halfway empty, which is unusual in the first day. So I'm probably going to have to make another batch tomorrow and refill them all again. But that's fine because I love them. They make me happy. So anyway, guys, I better get going. I don't know what happened there. I need to get going. I need to get Frankie into town and get back here so I can do our live with you. I'm probably going to be posting this on Thursday. So I will have a new video out on Friday on 3 Mississippi, come hell or high water. I've already filmed it. I'm gonna be editing it and getting it ready for you guys. Again, my apologies that everything's just been a train wreck. Between coming back sick from California and having my shot this last week and just kind of everything sort of snowballing, just just a lot happening. But anyway, I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day. And as always, guys, remember, stay blessed and safety's off.